To me, I put leadership styles in two different categories, especially in our context. Either you're a positional leader or you're more of a leader of influence. I make a conscious decision to be a leader that is committed to being a leader of influence. On positional leadership, when people stop, when they're motivated, when they're frustrated, when they're even when they stop liking you for a day, and they stop productivity. But when it's leaders of influence, then it's relationship based. Just like having a relationship with anybody, a significant relationship, a relationship with depth, then when they don't like you or they get frustrated, they still stick in the game because it's based on true influence and via relationship. So I would say I would be more of a leader of influence than it would be a positional leader. From my worldview, I learned everything I know from gangs. You know, the reason why gangs are so successful is because they're willing to spend the time with people. When you have people in the community, when you have people in churches, you have people for the organizations or CBOs, but they typically don't have the time. They turn off their clocks at 5 o'clock and they punch out. However, gangs are always available. So where do you think people will go? So my first talk about sex, my first talk about school and all these significant things came from a gang leader. So he was very much a leader of influence, and that's the way I was raised.
And that's sort of your competition now, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, that's really...
Absolutely.
So you have to make yourself as available, and is that sort of,
Yeah, we don't, I think one of the major misconceptions is that if you're going to reach people that are a little harder to reach, that you have to become like them. And I think that's a major, play their music, do what they do, talk like they talk. I think that's not the case. To contextualize truly is really a heart matter. It's that am I willing to spend the time with you to get to know you as a person? I think that really works in any organization. I would say the what we know is as the local church is a highlight, but I would the reason for that is I see it as a beachhead, a place to establish, to set up camp for troops not to rally inside of a locker room and get all ready. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And then the doors bust wide open and nobody moves. We don't do that here. It's really to get everybody prepared and let's get together and let's get amped. And then we do church 6 days a week, and it's one day a week we get together and we talk about what we've done the rest of the week. So for me, that time getting together, it's really like we're in the locker room, and I know that when we kick the doors open, we're on our way out to go do some damage. So that to me is a highlight. But then also in that, to see so many youth and young adults mobilize to be the church instead of just doing church things. So seeing them walk out their calling and their passions. For instance, right behind here, there's a music studio. The guy that's sitting in there, I think I met him when he was 18 years old, 17 or 18. He's 22 now, I think. And he's his passion is doing music, and he's one of the best Christian hip hop producers there is in the Midwest. And he didn't know it though. So I think is our responsibility as a local church to find out what are you good at, what are you passionate about, and then so why don't we get a grant and get a studio so that you can do that, and you can go based on what you're passionate in that. You can learn what it means to come up, identify your target audience. You know what it means to create invoices. You know what it means to develop agreements. You know what's the difference between articles of incorporation as to why get a DBA. You can learn all those things while in the process. So that keeps me. I mean, that is a passion. Again, aligning youth and young adults up with what they do. In terms of passion projects, is finding those things. So we have a video and audio ministry program thing that we do. We've hired about 35 youth and young adults to work here at the local church, and find out what they're passionate about. They like outreach, they like doing music, if they like dancing. Just got back from China about three and a half months ago, but to take a young man that never been on a plane before to China for the sole purpose of doing what he's gifted at, is dancing, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? To do that kind of thing. He got paid to go. That is what keeps me up at night. I like to do that and say, oh, you can do what you're most passionate about. And I believe, your passion, your calling only comes from God. Your passion typically comes from your deepest hurt, or the thing that just keeps you up at night. You just want to see a bare minimum, or spiritual change happen in that particular situation. But I believe it's the local church's responsibility to give them opportunity